up, YouTube? It's RSMario, and it is that time of year again. It is time, new year, new season of anime. So this is the 2024 winter season, and I'm going to do what I did with the last season. I'm going to rank all of them. So I'm going in blind, haven't seen any of these. And this season looks pretty lit, though. We got some season 2s. We got some cool new originals. We also got, some must-watch shows. I'm gonna rank them all. Let's go.
Came over, but they gave him all the cheat codes. Little kitty in the gutter with the bloody nose. On the cover, but he doesn't even read those. The headlines. So jacked, but he doesn't have an ego. Local boy made it all the way from zero. Every battle we can watch him as the power grows and grows. Oh, let's get him. So give for yourself. You're giving yourself the best shot. You're giving yourself the.
So what is up, YouTube? My name is RSMario here, aka YouTube's greatest fat man, bringing you this video. So last season, that video actually was fun to do, and it did pretty well. You guys seem to like it. It's my highest viewed anime season video, so we're gonna do it again. So just like last time, I have not seen anything. I know some of the shows are already started at this point. I haven't watched anything yet. I'm going in blind. All I've seen is the trailers and the synopsis, all right, from Live Chart. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all the good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will shout you out at this portion of the video. All right, let's get on into it. So now, of course, I have 5 categories over here. Must watch. I mean, these are the things that I'm going to watch every week of the season. Dark Horse, which these are shows that I'm going to, these are shows that are probably going to be good, but they're not exactly must watch. Like, these are shows that I'm going to watch, but I might not watch it week to week. I might, wait till the end of the season and, binge it or something. 3 and done. So these shows, I'm giving you a shot. I'm giving you 3 episodes. All right, if you don't catch me in 3, boom, you get dumped. And then, of course, Hell No is shows that I'm just not interested in at all. So these are for your 80% of isekais, your villainous shows, harems, stuff I'm just not interested in. And then not caught up on. These are sequels that I haven't seen the previous seasons. I'm just not caught up on the show yet. So, first up, we have, this one is, I believe, it's like 7th villainous something. Hold on a second. Yeah, 7th time loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Yes, and that goes in the Hell No. It's a villainous show. I don't hate villainous shows. It's just that they're kind of like, unless it's a really cool villainous character or it's like something different with it, I'm just kind of sick of the trope. You know what I'm saying? Like the villainess that has to, she's a villainess in one of these games, and she's that character that you don't like, you know what I'm saying? And now she's got to try to change her fate, otherwise she's gonna die or something. It's the same way pretty much all the time. This one is Blue Exorcist season 3. I'm not caught up on it. So I've seen season 1. I didn't even know there was a season 2. I thought it was just one season of Blue Exorcist and this was going to be season 2. This is season 3. So, this is banished from the hero's party and went to live out life in the countryside or something like that. No. There's another show like this, just like this, but it's a tank character, and also gotta be no. Buchigiri. So I've never heard of this manga or the story before, but it's a Mappa joint. And essentially what it is like Tokyo Revengers, but it's a little bit more lighthearted. So there's no time travel, it's not dramatic. It's these kids who were delinquents, and they kind of, move apart, and they move back to the hometown, and they meet up each other, Then they get to fighting with some other people who are the Newtown delinquents, and this genie comes up and gives him like fight powers, and so they add a weird supernatural element into it. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Dark Horse. All right, it's a Mappa joint. The synopsis seems interesting enough. Dark Horse. So the first must watch of the season, Chain Soldier. I think it was actually Chain Slave at one point, but this America, we can't talk about slaves. You know what I'm saying? So Chain Soldier is a massive manga in Japan. Essentially, there's this guy who gets saved by this chick who looks like Asdeath from Akame ga Kill, and basically she makes him her slave, and he can turn into like these powerful animals and like fight or whatever. And so she brings him in to work for her group of lady warriors that defend people against these monsters. And so he kind of is their slave, and there's a lot of like ecchi stuff in it, but the action in the story is actually pretty good. And so that's the first must watch of the season. So this one, friends have been telling me to watch Classroom of the Elite. I have not watched it yet, and I'm not caught up on it, so I will not be watching this season. So another one, Delicious in Dungeon. All right, so Delicious in Dungeon is the Trigger show of the season. Trigger and Netflix, usually a combination made in heaven, which is why I'm going to go ahead and give it a Dark Horse. The premise are, I believe these people, it's a fantasy show. There are video game elements. They are traveling through dungeons, and of course they run across things to eat, and it's a cooking anime essentially, which cooking animes are okay, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna give it a shot. It's a Dark Horse. It's Trigger, so you'll be surprised. It might be really, really good. This one is Fluffy Paradise. So this is an isekai slice of life. 2 genres I'm not a huge fan of. Boom, easy clap. Easy clap. All right, so this one right here, this one is going to be the controversial one of the season. If Chain Soldier is not the controversial show, it's going to be this one. I believe this is called Gushing Over Magical Girls. So it's about this chick, right? And she likes magical girls. She likes magical girls. These magical girls defend her city, kind of like Madoka Magica. And so she finally gets an opportunity to become a magical girl, but she's actually made an evil magical girl, and she's the leader of the villainous group that tries to take them down. And so she at first doesn't want to do it, but then she kind of gets into it, and she kind of likes, fighting and kind of torturing her magical girl idols. And so she kind of becomes a sadist, which, yeah, so she gets to sadistically torture magical girls. This is going to be a Dark Horse. This is probably going to be the one that pisses off Twitter. One of these two. If it's not this one, it's going to be this one. This one is Isekai. No. Fire Hunter. Okay. So Fire Hunter is a show that went under people's radars. I want to say season before last. I think it might have been like a summer show, I believe. And it just went under people's radar. And I'm kind of sad because it actually is pretty good. So it's about these people. It's post-apocalyptic, but it's fantasy. They live in these kind of pockets of humanity because, the world has been destroyed by fire demons. And the fire demons kind of rule over them. It's pretty good. All right. I will admit it's slow. And it's probably why it fell under everybody's radar. But it's good. Once you get into it, it's pretty good. Kingdom season 5, not caught up. Mashal, I want to see this, but I have not finished season 1. I will be finishing season 1 though, but right now I'm not caught up. What is this one? This one is Meiji Gekken. Okay, so this one is our historical show of the season, right? And it's gonna get 3 and done. So usually historical samurai shows, that's my jam. All right, you know, I'll say if you look at my anime recommendations video I did, there are 3 samurai shows on that list. I'm all about samurai shows. Main problem with this is this show, the animation goes from acceptable to booty cheeks. And that's just from watching the PVs and the trailers, okay? So you know the show itself is gonna be a little mid. So it's about these samurai, they're fighting monsters, you know, but the animation goes from acceptable to mid. So I don't know about that one. Oh Lord, this is another one of those light novel. Hold on. Hold on. I'll remember the name of it. Let me go back in real quick. Let's see. It's like my instant death ability. Yeah. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. It is an isekai, and it goes to the home of isekais. Boom. Solo leveling. Oh, boy. So this is one of the big ones of the season. So I have not read the manhwa for solo leveling. But everybody's been talking about it for years. All right. It's probably been one of the most talked about mangas right up there. Manhwas right up there with like Killing, Stalking, freaking Tower of God, God of High School. You know, it's right up there with those. So yeah, everybody talking about this one this season. I believe it already started. It's on Crunchyroll, but yeah, it's a must watch. I don't even know anything about the plot. I'm completely blind as to what's going on in solo leveling. So the wrong way to use healing magic. I'm gonna give this one a shot. It's isekai, but the guy is a healer. He's a support character, and he uses his healing magic in order to train. So he trains and he wrecks his body. Then he uses his healing magic to train so he can keep training and become like super strong. So interesting premise. It's still an isekai if his booty cheeks is getting dumped. That's just the way it goes. So this one's kind of goofy. The time to torture the princess. So basically this princess has been captured, and she's been captured by orcs, I believe. And so instead of getting orked, as you tend to do in these fantasy animes, they torture her with all kind of really good food. It's weird. I think it's gonna be a pretty interesting palate cleanser. Nice little comedy, slice of life, fantasy type of thing. I'll give it a try. You know what I'm saying? You could always use a comedy in your life, in the season. Moonlit Fantasy Season 2, not caught up. So this one is Shaman King Flowers. Alright, so I watched the remake of Shaman King. It was actually pretty good in my opinion. There was some downsides to it, but it was pretty good. I have no idea what Shaman King Flowers is about. So it's Shaman King, I'm gonna give it a shot. So this is another isekai thing. Nope. Oh, this is the other one. Hold on, this is the other one. It's like it's a long light novel title. Come on, man. It is here it is. The Strongest Tanks Labyrinth Raids. A tank with a rare 9,999 resistance skill got kicked from the hero's party. Bro, what is it with these light novel titles? I think they do it on purpose now, bro. No, it's isekai, so it's going in there. But that title though, bro. It's 2 shows like this season. It's this one and this one are like something hero, really good, kicked out of party. You know, one of them goes and gets retired. The other one, I think he makes his own party to do something. This one is Sengoku Yakoi. I know this one's a fantasy, historical fantasy. This one looks better than the other historical fantasy this season. But I'm trying to remember. It's like monsters. So Yeah, the world is split into two factions, monsters and humans. So there's this girl who is a half monster girl, and she teams up with a human, and they go on an adventure, and they find out that there's somebody experimenting on humans to turn them into monsters. So a swordsman comes with them to try to figure out what's going on so they can stop this from happening. And it turns into like an adventure shonen type of thing. I'll give it a shot, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't look too interesting, you know what I'm saying? But I'll definitely give it a shot. Metallic Rouge, okay? So, or Rouge or Rogue. I've never really got the pronunciation. But yeah, must watch. All right, I am a Bones aficionado. I love Studio Bones, even though they're hit or miss. This one looks like they put their foot in this one though, okay? So this one is a Bones original. So it's not a manga adaptation, not a light novel adaptation, nothing like that. So basically these two chicks live in a world with humans and robots. One of them is a human. The other one is a robot called a Nine. It's Nein, I believe. But they're basically robots. And so essentially what's going on is they are tasked with assassinating these 7 powerful robots that want to rebel against humanity. So basically it's like Pluto. All right, seeing as I just started watching Pluto, it's pretty much like Pluto, but it's Bones. All right, so yeah, that's a must watch. All right, at first I was gonna make it a dark horse, but I was like, no, I just started watching Pluto. This reminds me a lot of Pluto. It's a must watch. So Tale of Wedding Rings is now usually I don't really go for like ecchi. Well, ecchi is fine, but I don't really go for harems because I've seen like 100 different harem shows at this point. But this one kind of piqued my interest a little bit. It looks pretty good. I've heard some things about the manga, so I'm gonna give it a shot. So Usure Yatsuma season 2, yeah, that was pretty good. OG waifu, you know what I'm saying? She was the OG waifu. Yeah, it's a must watch. Weakest Tamer something trash. I'm gonna give this one a shot just for it. So basically, this chick, it's a fantasy. I don't think it's an isekai, but this chick is born into a family of tamers. Turns out that she doesn't have any powers to tame monsters, so she gets sent away to be a trash person, to go pick up trash, essentially. So it could be a closeted hit. You never know. So The Great Pretender. So this is the season of comebacks. All right, we've got like Blue Exorcist. We've got Class of the Elite, Kingdom. The Great Pretender. Netflix is coming back with The Great Pretender. I believe Wit Studio is still doing it. So it's a must watch. It's a must watch. Wit Studio and Netflix have not gone wrong so far. So now we get into some of the movies. And this one right here, oh boy, I already know people are going to cry, okay? So this one is The Imaginary. So this is a Studio Ponoc movie. If you don't know Studio Ponoc, they are some people who left Studio Ghibli and they made their own studio. And so there's some of that Ghibli magic DNA in there. It's definitely in this movie. All right, so this one is the closest thing I can think of is Toy Story meets Coco, if you know what I'm saying. So it's about these imaginaries. They're imaginary friends to children, and they kind of live with the children, and but they have their own world called the Imaginary, kind of like in Coco when the Mexicans die, they go to the Cinco de Mayo world or whatever. They have their own world like that. It's called the Imaginary, and they go to the Imaginary when their kid grows up. So the kid creates them with their imagination. They become an imaginary, And as the kid grows up, they eventually have to go to the imaginary because the kid doesn't believe in them anymore. And they stay in the imaginary and they live until they fade away forever because the child has completely forgotten them. So this one imaginary who is a kid is going through this process of slowly disappearing because his kid is grown up and reality hits. And boy, people go cry. This one is going. I might even cry. All right, shoot. Hey, look, that joke was hitting me with the trailer. I'm gonna put it as a dark horse because it is a movie, so we don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like. I don't know what the distribution is gonna be for the movie, but the movie already has like an English soundtrack and everything, so it's coming to America. I just don't know who's licensing it. So, but it's Studio Ponoc, so it's gonna be pretty good. This one is The Undead Adventurer. What was this one about? I can't remember this one. Hold a second, let me see.
A few moments later.
All right, so The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. So this one, I'm gonna put this one in 3 and done because it looks like a comedy, but it looks kind of interesting. So basically, there's a guy who is a demon hunter or a monster hunter, and he sucks at his job and he dies, and he gets reincarnated as like a bone, like a bone warrior. And so he is going on a quest to basically get his life back, to get revived and become a living person again. You know what I'm saying? Now, the funny part is the part that he sucks. He sucks at his job. So I'm kind of intrigued if, otherwise it seems like a run-of-the-mill fantasy thing. Slam Dunk, Dark Horse. So one, it's another movie. Now, this one already had its English distribution, but so many people talked about this movie that I kind of have to see it now. All right, so Slam Dunk is one of the OG sports anime, one of the OG sports manga. It's about basketball, and this is the prequel to Slam Dunk. So this is the first Slam Dunk. So this is a prequel to the manga. Everybody says the movie's good. Chris Stuckman talked about this movie. So I'm definitely going to check it out. I don't know how I'm going to watch it because it doesn't have any more distribution until February. So I don't know if that's going to be in the movies or if it's going to be like on a streaming service. But hey. And to add to the Dark Horse, we have The Beast and the Witch. So essentially this one is an action fantasy drama, but that's not fantasy, but it's like action drama type of deal. So there is 2 girls, right? One of them is a hunter who is hunting witches, and witches are these like uber powerful magic users, and she's hunting this particular witch because of revenge. And then there is the witch herself, who she runs across, and they basically battle it out, right? But there's more to meets the eye than what this witch is doing, and they're probably gonna end up having to work together begrudgingly, even though the blonde wants to get revenge on the witch. It seems interesting enough. Well, it could be a Dark Horse show. All right, I'm starting to lose my voice near the end here. So this one is Ushara, Ushara is basically a battle shonen. So the demon lord dies and leaves the world to a bunch of essentially demigods that were powerful enough to kill him. One of them probably did kill him, but they don't actually say. So then the people, there are these 7 champions who all have different abilities. Like one is a fencer that can move as fast as the speed of sound, and the other one does this, and the other one does that. And it's basically a battle shonen. And battle shonens are cool because you can just turn your brain off and just kind of watch the fights. So far, the show looks good. All right, so the fights look like they're going to be pretty good. It's from Passione, so it could fall off. But yeah, this is it. So let me kind of tighten this up a little bit. So let's see. Solo Leveling, Chain Soldier, Metallic Rouge, Yeah, this is it. This right here is it. Let me see. Let me tighten up this one too. We're gonna put you at the top here because you're probably gonna be controversial. Imagine. I don't know if I'm gonna get to see you, but yeah. Put you up here. Put you here. All right, that's it. So that's the rankings for this season. Tell me what you think in the comments. You know, what is your rankings? You know, say what is your must-watch shows of the season? Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.